Thanksgiving weekend, 1981. Superstar actress Natalie Wood, her husband Robert Wagner, and her friend and co-star Christopher Walken go on Wagner's boat, the Splendor, for a long weekend. The long weekend ends in tragedy, with Natalie drowning. Natalie had always been afraid of water. Her mother went to a psychic before Natalie was born, and the psychic told her she would have a daughter that would be very famous and that would die by drowning. Natalie took this to heart, and for her entire life, she feared water. She particularly feared dark water. She could not swim. She never learned how to swim. The night she passed away, November 29th, there were several accounts that both Walken and Wagner had gotten into a very large fight, and that Natalie and Wagner had gotten into a very large fight. The official story was that Walken and Wagner got into a political fight. Natalie was disgusted with them. They'd all been drinking. They were all quite intoxicated. Natalie decided to go off to bed. Later, Walken peeks out of his room, sees Natalie coming down the hall, and says, "The dinghy is slapping against the boat. It's driving me crazy. I'm going to untie it." Supposedly, that is the last anybody ever saw of her. However, Walken also stated that he heard a massive fight after they had all gone to bed between Natalie and Wagner, and the fight was so loud that other boats around them heard it as well. Other boats around them also stated that they did hear a woman screaming, "Help me, help me," later on that evening. There is a discrepancy as to when the police were called. There is a discrepancy as to whether or not Wagner would let them search for Natalie. The captain of the boat stated that when they realized Natalie was gone, Wagner did nothing. The captain wanted to turn on searchlights. Wagner said no. Wagner didn't call the police for another 6 or 7 hours. Natalie's sister states that she believes Robert Wagner killed Natalie Wood. Numerous other reports state the same thing. The Los Angeles Police Department ruled the death as an accidental drowning. Natalie was covered in unexplained bruises. She also had an unexplained head injury. Some people do believe that it was because she and Wagner had gotten into a physical fight. Other people believe that it was because not only did she and Wagner get into a physical fight, but he threw her off the boat. 2018, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department reopens the case, stating they now believe it is a suspicious death, and Wagner was one of the main suspects. However, we have had no movement on the case since then. So what happened to Natalie Wood? Natalie Wood. I'm going back here. Hold on. Just trying to get myself back there. Oh, all of a sudden clicks and pops in the house. So, as you noticed, I am not on screen. I am actually cozied up on my little sofa. And I thought I would do these more of an audio, the Paranormal Hollywood series, rather, and let you guys look at the pictures of the stars and everything, right? I just thought that'd be cool. So anyway, that's why we're here. That's why we're cozy. And that's why I'm in the living room where there's a whole lot of noises all of a sudden going on. And the whole series is going to be done this way. Jeez, I'm really hearing weird stuff. Okay. Looking at Natalie. So first thing I see, and this has been verified, but first thing I see is turmoil in the marriage. Turmoil. She's pissed. I don't know if I'm on the boat or where I am, but this woman is not happy. She's not happy. And I think these two were having affairs on each other. I don't think I think at least in the second marriage, they were married twice. It looks like in the second marriage, she was like, F you, I'm doing what I want. I see her really irate. Very angry, very irate, not happy with this guy. She's showing me like, why did I go back to him? Why did I do this? I'm just going to give you everything that I get, sort of stream of consciousness. She's saying, why would I go back to him? Why did I do this? Why did I go back to him? She's just questioning herself. Why? And she's angry at herself too. Like, I must be a fucking idiot. Why would I do this? Why would I do this to myself? She could be very angry. Quick to anger, I would say, cutting even. Not impatient, quick to anger, but like if she's mad, this woman's going to let you know she's mad. And he seemed, what she's showing me, because I'm looking from her point of view here. She's not talking yet, but I'm looking from her point of view. What she's showing me is that he was unstable. She didn't find him to be a stable person. She didn't find him to be a kind person. Fundamentally, what she's telling me, fundamentally at his core, he was not a kind man. This was not a kind man. She doesn't have a lot of nice stuff to say about this guy. At least that's not what I'm picking up now. It seems to me that when she passed away, the marriage was in turmoil. At least that's what I'm getting from her perspective, because she's telling me, again, very angry. I'm not happy. I have no peace. Why did I go back to him? Why would I do that? Why am I thinking about doing that? You know, what on earth was going on in my brain? There's a lot of unrest. He's telling her, like, slow down or calm down, and she's in a fury. I don't know where I am. I don't know if this is just general marriage stuff or I'm witnessing one fight out of many. I don't think I'm on the boat yet. But he keeps telling her to calm down. Like you're out of control. Calm down. This guy, not an easy read. It's easier for me to read from her perspective. When I look at Wagner, first of all, he's on high alert. He's locked up really tight, really tight. It's a hard guy to read. And I don't think he wants to be read, and I don't think he wants people looking at him. Now, whether that speaks to any guilt, I don't know, but I can tell you he's not an easy read. His energy is actively pushing me away as I try to read on him. But the most I can get out of him is him just telling her, calm down, slow down. Like I don't understand why you're getting so upset. I think he would do that to her. I think he would maybe understand why she's upset, or even get her upset and then go, oh, you're acting crazy again. Like there's definitely a mind fuck here. She keeps telling me, I don't know why I was with him. She keeps telling me that. I don't know why. She keeps showing me this. I don't know why I was with him. I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what I was thinking. She's also telling me that she thought the second time around was going to be way different. He had sort of convinced her. She's telling me this man wanted revenge. Again, I don't know that this speaks to guilt. I don't know that we're talking about, how she died at this point, but she's showing me all this stuff. Like she feels like he wanted revenge on her. He wanted to get back at her. She feels like, it's weird. She feels like the second marriage was like revenge. That she doesn't feel like he did it because he loved her. It was more of a, she's saying control issue. I think this guy wanted to control. She's telling me insecurity. she's telling me, so this is from her perspective, so I don't know that this is the objective truth here, but she's telling me she was too strong for him, that he was always trying to control her, get her under control, get her to do what he wanted. If he had his way, I'd be barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen. These are all the ways she felt about him. So I'm not getting, OMG, he was the love of my life. It's weird. It's weird. Even like, I feel like when she married him, even the first time, it was like, yeah, well, I might as well. Like I'm not getting this big, oh my God, the love of my life, somebody I want to be with. It feels more like, yeah, we get along. You know what I mean? It's like this kind of like, yeah, we get along, and he's cool. And then the opinion changes very quickly for her, but it's not coming across as big true love, not remotely. Again, he's too difficult to read. He's locked up tight against me. I think he's locked up tight against anybody reading on him. I don't think he wants anybody looking at him. Again, whether or not that speaks to his guilt, I don't know. I obviously I'm going to go in and look at that night, but she's not giving me big love vibes. I don't think he's really giving me big love vibes. It was almost like, yeah, we should do this. And maybe they believed they were in love or something, but I'm not getting those feelings. Like when I look at them, I'm not getting these big love feelings. And it may be because this sort of, this anger is overwhelming it. So maybe that's why I can't see it, but I don't see it. I believe this woman died pissed off at herself for going back to him. It's like near the end of this marriage, these two are like trying to get back at each other. You know what I mean? But she's telling me he married me to avenge himself, is what she's saying. Like he wanted to, it was for him. He wanted to, I don't know, prove something, or again, revenge or avenge or whatever it may be. She doesn't feel like he married me because he loved me. And it became an arrangement very quickly, is what she's giving me. Like it wasn't this big, romantic partners, that it sort of became an arrangement. And she's telling me I was a bigger star than him and he couldn't handle it. She's telling me that. She's telling me, she's like, I was in demand. I was a huge star. By the time she died, she'd been a star for like 30 years. She's like, he really wasn't. He really wasn't. Not even back in the day when they first hooked up, he really wasn't. Saying he couldn't handle me. She could be very charming, but also, like, again, very cutting. And when she got mad, she got mad. But she was sort of passive with him also, kind of. I don't know if passive's the right word. I feel like she didn't act like herself around him. Like other people would be around them and be like, yes, there's Natalie when she's with Wagner, and then there's regular Natalie. She's telling me she always knew she was going to die young. She always knew she was going to die the way she died. She believed that prophecy wholeheartedly. She believed it wholeheartedly. She knew. That's what she's telling me. She knew. This is interesting. But I'm going to give it to you. She's talking. What she's telling me is, honestly, she's saying, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened when I died, but I believe that Robert killed me, which is just a strange, strange thing to say, but that's what she's giving me. So I'm going to lay it out there for you. But she doesn't know. Like, she's showing it to me. Okay, so Okay, so she's telling me there's like a fog. There's like a memory fog. Okay. So she's telling me, because she's talking now, and she's telling me it's like a fog. It's like I remember certain things, but I can't remember the whole thing. She's telling me that the way that she died was really traumatic for her. And she was worried that nobody was going to find her body. She's telling me that like she stayed with it. Like she didn't cross over right away, that she stayed with the body. She was very worried she was going to like sink and nobody would find her. And it was imperative to her that she be found. Another big noise. She's also telling me that she was like out of body, but like calling to people, like, I'm here, I'm over here, I'm over here, I'm over here. She's, I don't know if they heard me or not. It's funny because she gives me now, it's not like she felt like her life was incomplete. She's interesting. This is an interesting person. She's very sort of pragmatic and blasé about it. Like, kind of like shit happens. Yeah, kind of like shit happens. Like, oh well, oh well, win some, lose some. I mean, she is practical, but she's telling me she had blinders on. She's alternately calling him Bob and Robert, but she's saying, I had blinders on when it came to Bob. I had blinders on. I didn't want to see him for what he really was or who he really was. She wanted him to be this perfect guy. And he would sometimes present as this perfect guy. But she's also saying, but I knew in my heart he wasn't. But I wanted him to be so badly. And she's saying, look, I wasn't perfect. I was a bitch. She's saying that I was a bitch. And she's also saying, man, I realized he was messing around on me. So I started messing around on him. And she's kind of like going, I'm not proud of it, but it is what it is. Like, she's telling me that there was, I don't know if it was sexual, but she's telling me that she was very close with Christopher Walken. Like, they had a special thing. Like, there was something special between them. She's telling me that. Like he was special. He was special. We had a special thing. We had a special friendship. That's what she's telling me when it comes to him. And she's like, I had nothing to do with it. He had nothing to do with any of it. She's also saying that he was sort of being used by her or by Bob as like a pawn that weekend. Like, she felt sorry for him because it wasn't the way it was supposed to be, like when he got invited. And it's weird because it feels like she invited him, but Wagner was also like, yeah, invite him. But then it turns into this weird thing. And she really felt like Walken had her back. Like, she keeps saying, like, he was such a good friend, special friendship, really close, very intimate. She's saying that she either believes that she was in love with him or that she could have been in love with him had she stuck around. I can't tell which, but she's saying, because what she's saying is, oh, I believe I could have loved him, which is kind of coming out as I loved him then and I didn't know it, or, I can't tell, or is it, if I'd stuck around longer, I would have been with him. But either way, she's telling me, like, he's aces. Just aces. She's just thinks he's the best. The absolute best. Like, you don't get better than that. She's saying, except Jimmy. And I don't know who the hell Jimmy is. Jimmy. Oh, Dean. Sure, of course. Got it. She's saying he was also a really good guy. Super good guy. Exceptional guy. She's like going, like, just like going on, like, he was so good. He was so good. He was so good. Jimmy. Jesus, Kirsten. Except Jimmy. I'm like, Jimmy who?